Last night I drank like 7 vodka martinis, shaken, not stirred.
I mean, you were wearing the tux. You might as well.
No, actually, I drank a bunch of girly things.
A sea breeze followed by a Cosmo followed by.
And then I finished. Actually, close. I had a rum and coke. Then I had a ranch water, which is horrific.
What is a ranch water?
It's basically tequila, lime, and Topo Chico.
I feel like that's racist. I'm just gonna say that it's
actually really
racist.
Nice. Welcome to Namely 90s. Wow. The podcast that takes you back to the time before smartphones, Google, and Y2K. Join your hosts as they relive the pop culture that shaped a generation and the parts that many people wish they could forget. Listen in to the conversation about how the decade defined those who spent their childhood there and how it shaped them as adults. So, turn down the grunge and dial up the internet. Let's get started. It's time for Namely 90s.
That's right. You're listening to Namely 90s. My name's Andrew, and over there is Brandon.
That's me.
You can find us online at namely90s.com. We're on Instagram and Bluesky at Namely90s. You can also find us on YouTube every Monday at youtube.com/@namely90s. And if you'd like to support the show, head over to patreon.com/namely90s, also with the 90s, and get signed up for one of our support levels. Speaking of support levels, I went to a charity benefit auction last night.
Oh.
For the children.
For the children. How's that?
It was good. I've never actually been to a charity auction benefit gala thing.
Really? I mean, I feel like you live in Seattle. You have to go to at least one or two of those in your life.
I've never.
Was it for the children or children's?
For the children of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Snohomish County.
Gotcha. Oh.
So it was up at the Tulalip Casino, and I decided to go all out and rent a tuxedo.
Nice. Oh, I thought you owned that.
Which was entertaining.
Was that not the one you got married in?
No, I was the sharpest dressed there. No one else wore a full on like designer tux.
Yeah, you both looked quite sharp.
It was photos. Vera Wang.
Your tux or her dress?
The tux.
Wow. I didn't know they made that in a men's.
So we had fun. I accidentally spent too much money.
Oh, you mean you didn't plan to spend more than we've spent on the entirety of this podcast over the last 3 years, 5 years?
You never responded to the photo, but during the silent auction.
The one where you left. I thought I did. Sorry,
we seen this photo of me holding my haul.
Oh, sorry. Kayla sent it to me before you sent it.
Which one?
Your haul.
Yeah, so I bought a Hocus Pocus 2 figurine set at the silent auction.
You did.
I think I bought that thing for like $88, but I was like, I saw it. I was like, Hocus Pocus 2, I have to bid on this for the podcast.
And you won. And I won it for the podcast. Well,
Kayla went to go get our purchase, like the other purchase, the big one. Yeah. And they're like, also, this is yours. And they handed her this horrible Hocus Pocus 2 monstrosity.
Oh, it's pretty bad, too. Is that an official Disney merch?
I believe it is. It's got the Disney logo on it.
Because those caricatures do not resemble...
Who's donating that to a silent auction? Who wants that?
Right?
No one.
And why are the edges so frayed? Did they use it and then put it into a box? But yeah, it's Kayla sent me that like the moment she took it. So like I responded to it last night, and then I'm sorry, I guess you sent it. Oh, not too much after her.
And then we hit up the cigar lounge there just outside the casino.
Nice.
It was pretty good.
What did you smoke?
I can't remember. It was something champagne.
What shape?
It was long. The type you'd use on an intern. I don't know. But they have the largest humidor in the area. and you can smoke indoors because it's the reservation.
Right.
Good cocktails too.
Actually, no. Kayla sent me that a full hour before you sent it to me. So that means our followers on Instagram at Namely90s saw it a full hour before Andrew texted me that photo.
Yes. So anyway, it was fun.
That's good.
Gave some money to the kids.
You actually inspired me to also go out last night because, it was, I don't know, you started sending me photos at 6-ish or something. I was like, wow, looks like you guys are having fun. And then I was like, I'm sitting at home playing Zelda all day. Then one of my friends texted and she's like, anyone trying to go out and slow tonight? And I was just like, if Andrew's living more life than me right now, then I can't live with myself. So we went out and had a beer, then went downtown and had a scotch, and then I got a Taco Bell on the way home and woke up for wine tasting this morning.
Did you head over to the sidecar for some snooty service?
I tried to do sidecar. I would have preferred sidecar to anywhere else that we went, but we went to Ancient Owl, which you guys didn't get to check out while you were here, and the Hotel Slow. We went to the Hotel Slow bar because we walked into that swanky bar at Granada, and it was just packed.
Oh yeah.
I forget what
I'll tell you what, those benefits though, dude, I was like, stop pouring liquor into the drink and put something else in it. It was like,
I need to drive home.
You loosened up. No, they're trying to loosen you up. Get your strings that's the point.
Yeah. Definitely worked in your case. The bid you sent me, was that the highest that you bid, or did
I bid for that in the live auction. That's what I wanted at.
Oh, dang.
Like, we were holding up signs and stuff.
High roller. That's more than I pay for rent. Yeah.
How?
Did I look at it wrong? Oh, sorry. Yeah. No, yes. No. Yes. Yeah, that's more than I pay for rent.
I'm going to kajeezles. Remember the word kajeezles?
Yeah, your bid amount was $50 more than my monthly rent. Because I have a great deal.
Kajeezles isn't a word. I thought it was.
Kajeezles. I believe you're thinking of Vin Rames and or Vin Diesels.
I just keep skipping it with kegels.
Kajeezles
means thousands. Anyway, I got to some good tickets to row F at the Kraken.
Oh, it wasn't just the jersey?
Signed Brandon Tannen jersey.
Yeah, that was cool. Did they misspell his name on the jersey as well?
No, just on the sheet paper. They spelled his name Bradnon. I guess Kraken Kraken.
Oh, I missed that part because you asked me, do I also spell my name Bradnon?
I'm addicted to Kraken.
Wait, that's awesome. Oh yeah, tickets too. That makes more sense. I was like, that is very expensive for just a signed jersey, but for the children.
Thanks, man. Yeah. So
does that mean, since you purchased it, does that mean we watch Hocus Pocus 2 for Podcast of Horror 5?
Yeah, maybe. Also, you want to come back for Christmas a little early this year because the game's on December 10th.
Oh, I think that's a little too early, but
I know.
Yeah,
I need to find two people to go with. Anyway.
Oh, well, let me see what tickets look like.
Anyway, has it been 10 minutes? I think it's been 10 minutes.
It's been 8 minutes, but with the intro and our banter, it might be 10 minutes technically. I never thought about that. Should we move on to our subject of the week?
Let me finish my yawn.
Yeah.
I also got 3 hours of sleep last night, and let's do it.
I managed 7.
I went to sleep at 2:30, and I got up at 5:45.
I went to bed at probably 1:30 and woke up at 8. So
you rat bastard.
I know.
And I went and worked a 12-hour shift.
Yeah.
I was dead today.
Don't worry, I'll be with you tomorrow. We're pressing our last whites, and I have to get this edited and uploaded before midnight.
Nice. Meanwhile, I'm contracting the sore throat my son had. Then I leave for Reno on Tuesday.
Yes, the biggest little mistake you'll ever make.
And I'll just do what everyone seems to do on the airplane and hack up a goddamn lung the entire time.
God, isn't that the worst? Although I haven't. So I've been leaving my fan on at night, and I think it's been like blowing into my nostrils because I keep waking up with like really dry nostrils, and then I blow my nose, and I'm like, I really shouldn't be that much blood in my snot. Maybe I'm dying.
No.
So originally today I wanted to do you remember that like Legend of Zelda creepypasta? Do you have a memory of something like that?
No.
But unfortunately it was about Majora's Mask, and Majora's Mask came out in 2000. So instead I found an article that says 18 behind the scenes facts about 90s movies that are ridiculously interesting.
Let's click it and look at it.
Yeah, I did. I did actually vet this. They are kind of interesting because the whole idea is that the statute of limitations is so far gone on these 90s movies that people are just spilling the tea left and right on stuff. And I'll be honest, the first one's not as interesting, but there's some gems in here out of the 18 that they have. But like it starts with the producers from Twilight threw a house party in Swingers to help Jon Favreau save money on production, and Mike White and Adam Scott were there. Like I said, the first one's not interesting.
I don't care about any of that.
Yeah, those are all words that you probably don't even. I didn't realize what's his face was in Swingers next to Jon Favreau.
Ron Livingston?
Yeah.
I only know it because Ron Livingston was a guest on a Love Line I listened to. He was there to promote the movie Swingers.
He must have been like the best friend role, right?
Yeah. Why does it look like it should have been Vince? Oh, it is Vince Vaughn. No, it's
Jon Favreau and Vince Vaughn.
But why does it look like it should be Vince Vaughn and then the name Vince Vaughn is in the title?
I think it's.
I think he was in
Vince Vaughn was the main character, I think. I'm not sure.
I literally looked at the picture, which is Ron Livingston looking at Jon Favreau, and I was like, wow, Jon Favreau looks like Vince Vaughn in this picture. And then it says Vince Vaughn right above it.
Now, was that suggestion or
no,
does he just look like Vince Vaughn?
He just kind of does.
He does kind of have, the square jawline of, Favreau doesn't have. Favreau's put on some weight like all of us. Doesn't have that square jawline anymore. Anyway, the poster for Swingers is Vince Vaughn holding a martini and saluting, or not saluting, toasting, air toasting. Anyway, next up, more interesting, kind of relates to this episode, kind of relates to spooky season, or sorry, this episode's Namely 90s Minute. Bruce Willis was responsible for M. Night Shyamalan's first hangover while filming The Sixth Sense.
M. Night Shyamalan.
And we don't talk about this, but also Haley Joel Osment's first hangover.
Oh, no.
No, I'm kidding. But yeah, as Shyamalan said, Bruce definitely introduced me to the notion of partying and letting loose. Back in those days, he was a big DJ, and the parties were super fun. Bruce Willis was a big DJ in the mid-90s. He definitely gave me my first hangover. He always kept giving me shots and kept calling candy. Here's candy. Here's candy. And the next morning, I could not get off the sofa, and I didn't know what the throbbing pain in my head was. He was just laughing his butt off. You want to do the next one or have thoughts on that one?
Yeah, sure. I can't get this video on the bottom right to stop playing, and it's annoying me.
Oh.
Like trashing friends.
There's an invisible X, I think.
All right. Alan Cumming bases prosthetics in Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion off of some major 90s stars.
You skipped the number 3.
Oh, dear. Yep. Sorry. I'm going to reset that. Number 3, Cameron Crowe had Tom Hanks in mind for Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire.
I don't know.
Show me the money. Nope, can't. I wish I could do a Tom Hanks voice. That would be.
Yeah, he has a very interesting quality to his voice.
I mean, I can see him doing the "You Had Me at Hello" scene, but like
a little adenoidal and just, I don't know. It's an interesting voice.
What would you think of Tom Hanks and Jerry Maguire?
I think Tom Hanks brings like a bit of a credibility to being a major lunatic part of the role, you know?
Really? I mean, I thought he would be too like prim and proper for
Tom Hanks. Wait, is it Jerry Maguire who says "Show me the money," or is it Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character?
Well, Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character is making Jerry Maguire say "Show me the money" on the phone.
Yeah, just imagine Tom Hanks trying to deliver that line. I just don't see it.
Yeah,
Tom Hanks is an amazing actor. Love Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I could see him doing the ending scene with. I mean, maybe recast Renee Zellweger with Meg Ryan and do the "You Had Me at Hello" with them, but like
Tom Hanks is so over the not Tom Hanks. Tom Cruise is so over the top with the "Show me the money." Tom Hanks, it would be like Woody saying "Show me the money."
It would be like Woody saying "Show me the money." You could take number 4 too if you like. Which you already said.
Care about this.
Yeah.
Alan Cumming bases prosthetics in Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion off of some major 90s stars. I forgot he was in this.
Yeah, he was the...
He got Alec Baldwin's lips, Brad Pitt's chin, somebody else's forehead.
Yeah, it was only we watched that a year and a half ago. Number 5, according to writer Stephen Brill, the original script for The Mighty Ducks contained 2 black characters. Scandal.
I don't care about that. That's boring.
Yeah.
And it didn't. Okay.
Speaking of boring.
I was going to say, during tests of Love Jones, whatever that is, black female viewers responded that the rain scene was unrealistic. What?
Well, because they didn't believe that a black woman would stand in the rain, letting her hair get wet, while he tries to convince her of something that he loves her. Probably. Number 7, there was originally a romance between Dottie and Jimmy in A League of Their Own, which would be Tom Hanks and Gina Davis's characters, not respectively. Inverse it, flip it.
Why does Gina Davis look like Nicole Kidman?
They have that nose, and she has red hair in this.
Gina Davis.
But the screenwriters are like, they kicked that to the curb because they shot some of the stuff, but it just tainted the movie. Too predictable, it was cliche. We wanted to make a 2-hour epic where no one had any romance or sexual chemistry.
We wanted to take the high road by taking the boring road. I don't know.
Yeah.
The road less traveled. What?
Thank you.
Number 8. Will Smith broke the stunned silence on the set of Independence Day after the cast and crew listened in to the O.J. Simpson verdict while on set. Bill Pullman told The Hollywood Reporter, not Rip to the Max, still alive, "We were in base camp waiting for a shot when they announced the verdict to the O.J. Simpson trial on the radio. It was right then they knocked on the door. Let's go to set. People were walking in small groups and no one was talking. Everyone was processing quietly, and we got on the set. And it's still quiet. We're waiting for Roland Emmerich, the film's director. And then Will said, 'Whoa, standing out here with a lot of angry white folks.' Everybody burst into laughter. He just totally took the tension right out of the room and then slapped everyone in it." No, you didn't say that. Oh, dear.
Yeah, it's crazy that was a thing. Do we rip to the mid? O.J. Simpson.
Stand out here with a lot of angry white folks.
Number 9, Castle Rock was originally behind Good Will Hunting, but Ben Affleck and Matt Damon explored other options after realizing execs weren't reading their script edits. I think Castle Rock
means anything to me.
Castle Rock, I think, was a production house back in the 90s. Clearly, they didn't do well. But yeah, they did Good Will Hunting. Next.
Good Will Hunting. 4 Weddings and a Funeral almost had very different titles that gave the film different vibes than we've come to know. What?
So, 4 Weddings and a Funeral is a famous UK film that I think they redid in America. I don't care. Dazed and Confused. There's a lot of hookups during the filming of Dazed and Confused. Producer Jonathan Burkhart snitched to the Ringer. Mila Jovovich and Sean Andrews were always stoned and staring into each other's eyes. They were always making out. Always, he dished. And then he was like, I just stared at them longingly. Yeah.
Let's see. Oh boy. Reese Witherspoon worked with writer-director Roger Cumble to develop Annette's character in Cruel Intentions. Number 13.
I mean, she's a well fleshed out character in the film, and she gets the best. But this is more exciting. Disney executive Jeffrey Katzenberg wanted the accents of the Cool Runnings cast to sound more like Sebastian from Little Mermaid. You know, because they're all from Jamaica.
Wait, wouldn't they all sound like that?
I mean, they had the accents, but they weren't like Sebastian from Little Mermaid is almost too offensive, right? So offensive, yeah. I won't do it.
It's
here.
like Shaggy, who plays Sebastian in the musical live version of Little Mermaid.
Yeah, I'm surprised they wanted him to sound like Shaggy.
They caught him red-handed.
It wasn't me. Writer-director Amy Heckerling was picturing the Beastie Boys' Adam Horovitz when writing the role of Josh in Clueless, which is close enough to Paul Rudd, right? There's pictures.
Clueless, that was the one with
Paul Rudd.
That one chick with the plaid.
Christina Applegate.
No.
It's Christina Aguilera. We're losing Andrew here.
Not Aguilera, it's
Christine Smith. Alicia Silverstone.
Yes, thank you. Oh my gosh.
Let's zoom through these. Do you want this one?
Yes, Harvey Keitel recruited Bruce Willis to be in Pulp Fiction after picking his daughter up from a playdate at Willis' home.
He mentioned that Quentin Tarantino was getting ready to do another film. Willis told Vanity Fair, "It was so far ahead of anything." Number 16, Steve Zahn, Tom Everett Scott, and all overslept on the same day of filming That Thing You Do, disappointing Tom Hanks. Oh, why are most of these like disappointing Tom Hanks ones?
I'm going to say a series of words that make no sense. Writer-producer George Saloom got trolled after the release of Encino Man. Is that Sean Astin?
Sean Astin, Pauly Shore, and The Mummy.
That was Chick.
That's
Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser, thank you. It's kind of a funny movie if you can stand Pauly Shore long enough.
No one can.
And finally, 18, Chris Tucker and Faison Love tried ducking out of the Friday screening at Howard University because they thought everyone was going to hate it. They sent me and Chris to Howard University to premiere it. We got there and we watch it and we're like, hey, let's get the F out of here before the movie ends. As we're leaving, the lady that's running up to us like, where are you guys going? We hear the crowd erupt. We were like, damn, do they want their money back? What the F? They loved the movie. They started clapping and wanted us to sign autographs.
Man, we love that movie, man.
That is the Chris Tucker voice. Yeah, and that's 1890s movie tea from BuzzFeed.
1890s? We are both dead. Seriously.
Yeah.
I think I actually dozed.
You were dozing off, which you can watch at youtube.com/@namely90s. Let's do the minute.
Wow. Let's go to Brandon for the Namely 90s Minute.
Welcome back to Namely 90s Minute. Every week we look back at a culturally relevant show, movie, or piece of pop culture that probably helped stoke the algorithm. This week, in honor of its 25th anniversary, we're looking back at The Sixth Sense. The Sixth Sense is a 1999 psychological thriller directed by the dude who directed Signs, starring Die Hard, the kid from the end of Forrest Gump, the mom from About a Boy, Camilla from The Crown, a founding member of New Kids on the Block, and Marissa Cooper from The OC. The story starts with child psychologist Bruce Willis at home with his wife when a former patient breaks in and shoots him and then himself. Cut forward to months later, where Willis is working with kid Haley Joel Osment, who he thinks is like the previous patient that shot him, so maybe he could redeem himself and get his wife out of her depression. Osment tells Willis that he sees dead people all the time, and they are unaware that they are dead. Willis thinks Osment is schizophrenic until he hears another person on a tape with Osment when there is no one else in the room, and starts to think that he has the same ability to see and hear the dead too. The pair encourage each other to help the ghosts move on, and one night they come across a vomiting girl who leads them to a videotape of her stepmom poisoning her, which they hand to her father, saving her sister from a similar fate. Osment starts to get better socially and personally, and is eventually in a class play. He tells Willis to try talking to his wife in her sleep so she might hear him better. He also tells his mom about his powers to see and talk to dead people, and gives details about his deceased great-grandfather he couldn't have known, so she ends up believing him. Willis returns home to find his wife talking in her sleep while watching their wedding video, and realizes that he's been dead the whole time. He tells her he loves her, and with his business finished, moves on to the afterlife. And that's The Sixth Sense in the Namely 90s Minute. More or less.
And now, back to the show.
All right, so while I was on that BuzzFeed page earlier, I ran across this BuzzFeed quiz that says, "I'm sorry, millennials, but I'm pretty sure there's absolutely zero chance you'll be able to pass this quiz." And I looked at the photo of this guy, Dave Stopra, BuzzFeed staff, and said, "F you, Gen Z. I don't think you could pass this quiz." But we can, because we're old. Get off my lawn. You can find this in the show notes for this episode if you want to play along.
All right.
But there's a what's cooking inside this? It's a photo of is it steak? Is it boiling water? Is it popcorn or stovetop soup? It's a picture of stovetop popcorn being popped.
That is popcorn.
That is.
Yeah. What else would that be?
And the picture source is from Do You Remember the 70s Fan Club? We need to stop these Facebook groups. Sorry.
All right, next one. It is a vending machine, like an old style vending machine. It says, "What did this machine sell?" There's a notice posted on it, which I can't
don't think
read.
It's important.
Scrolling down. Is it soda pop, cigarettes, razor blades, or ice cream? Well, it's cigarettes.
Yeah,
obviously.
That's clearly a cigarette machine. Oh, we got it right. So,
this is hard.
Everyone, we need to find this Dave Stopra and Stopra him. What do these do? They have three they're
circular discs with
that you would put in those viewfinder things.
Oh, I thought these were birth control pills.
Did they play music, showed pictures, were old-fashioned sunglasses, or used as frisbees?
This is horrible. Showed pictures.
Yeah. How old does this kid think old people are? Like, yeah.
Next one is two speakers on a pole, and it says, "What do these speakers typically play? Sound from a movie, school announcements, music, or the local radio station?"
It's obviously from a drive-in movie theater where they would play sound from a movie. You put it in your car.
They would play the radio station. You would drive to the drive-in and listen to the radio.
Are you not upset at this man for thinking this is yeah? Where would you most likely find this device? Which, this one is interesting. It looks like a thermostat. Really? So is it next to the phone, next to some shoes, next to the radio, or next to the television?
Next to the phone. This is a directory by name. You put the dial on whatever letter, and when you open it, it flips to that letter.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I think my grandma had one, actually.
Awesome.
So when you go to S, it just opens up your page of swingers.
See, I thought you'd go to P for pineapple.
All right. Next one is the front bumper of an old car with a hole in it. And it says, what would you use this hole for? To lift the car up, to get a better view of the engine, to install new lights, or to insert change?
Did I mention I hate this kid?
I would say to install new lights.
Yeah. Oh, to lift the car up because you would jack in from the front or something? I don't know.
Jack it up. Well, I got it wrong. To lift the car up. I would not jack from that jack point. On the bumper? No. Jack from the frame or the chassis.
Interesting. What is this? And it's some sort of metal counting device. Is it a medieval torture device, an ice cube tray, an old-fashioned muffin tin, or a bread maker? That's an ice cube tray, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a metal ice cube tray. I probably killed someone.
What are these?
They have these now.
It's like a nutcracker and then a bunch of dental tools.
It's not even
crab.
That's not a nutcracker. Yes, that's a crab cracking set. Like,
I'd say nutcrackers.
It's the closest thing, but like the Pix. Well, I've had an aneurysm. What was one of these used for? It's a radiator. Taking wrinkles out of clothes, heating your home, heating your water for the shower, electrical power. Gonna go with heating your home.
Next one, it says, what device would you stick these into? And it's kind of like a silvery metallic thing with 10 divots on it.
And whatever's below it is blurred out.
A projector, a freezer, a camera, or an overhead light fixture.
Oh, is that a flash or a camera?
I want to say it's a camera.
Let's try it. Correct. Where would you find one of these? And it appears to be... I don't actually know what it is. Are those clothespins?
I think so.
It says in the laundry room, in the humidor, at grandma's, in a classroom. Ooh, is it
a coat hook?
For
the classroom?
They don't really give us a scale for it.
Well, I just showed it to the camera. I was right. In the classroom, not camera. What was I saying? Oh, sorry, my computer's falling.
No worries. Enjoy Andrew's close-up on at youtube.com/namely90s.
YouTube/namely.com.
Is it my turn? Your turn.
I think it's my turn. What is this? It is a orange felt disc with some metal leading to some tassels. Is it an eraser, roller skate wheels, shoe spurs, or a makeup applier, aka applicator?
I do not actually know what this is.
I'm gonna say shoe spurs.
Interesting. It's an eraser. Nope. Oh, Van Dyke. Van Dyke is a pencil brand. What's the relationship here? It appears to be a collar. Another. Who knows the connection? There's a rock. Are those spent like tabs of poppets? It produces a cinnamon smell. It produces a loud noise.
Yeah, it's my cap gun.
Gotcha. It helps you count. It's part of an old sidewalk game. It produces a loud noise. There we go.
Produces a loud noise. Where does this come from? It's a little metallic ring next to a triangle of sheet metal. Is it a jacket zipper, a can, a grenade, or a fishing kit? Well, it's a can.
Yeah.
You said that whole tab.
Mm-hmm. What does this button do? How many more questions? This is the nub at the bottom of your car.
Oh, your pedals, yeah.
Yeah. Roll down the windows, turn on the high beams, pop the trunk, pop the hood. Is that a trunk pop? I don't know.
High beams.
Really?
So when you drive on the highway, especially like in rural areas, you can control the high beams with your foot instead of using the lever each time.
Oh.
So you dip the high beams.
That's cool.
Next one. What household chore is this most associated with? It's like a cork stopper.
Is that a butt plug?
It looks like a butt plug. Is it for ironing clothes, watering the plants, making bread, or punishing children? Honestly, all of the above, but I think it's for ironing, though.
Yeah, it looks like it might be a steamer of some sort. We were correct. What is this for? And it's some sort of like lock or codex, or both. It's part of an old party game. It's a stamp. It's a typewriter ball. It's a learning tool for children. That must be a typewriter ball.
Typewriter ball.
Power through 1, 2, 3, 4.
What was kept inside of one of these?
6.
Well, that's a lighter.
7.
I'm gonna guess
8.
it was cigarettes.
Oh, that's cool. Cigarette purse. What is this thing? Looks like the back of a medicine cabinet. With a little line. That's where the cold air in the fridge comes from. That's an old power outlet. You put your razor blades in there. It's a coin slot for the wall safe. It's the razor blade dispenser. Or not dispenser.
Yep, it just goes into
disposal.
the drywall.
You know.
What would get hooked up to this? It's 4 holes in like an outlet. Is it cable, an old electrical outlet, a telephone, or a thermostat?
That's an old electrical outlet? Question mark?
Spoiler alert, telephone. We have one in our new bedroom, which is
really
an old house.
That's cool. So I admit I haven't seen some of these. Born in the 60s, grew up in the 70s, and lived in the 80s. Facebook group. They need to be stopped. Where would you find this? It's an old school pencil sharpener that we had as children in our elementary school.
The next one
and high school
is a flat piece of wood, basically with like a blade on it. Is it meant to trim beef, cut paper, used for state-sanctioned executions, or pottery? It's a paper cutter.
Yeah. They still have those. Where would you most likely find a drawer like this? Well, this is what you would find the Dewey Decimal System filing system
catalog
thing.
Drawer. It's a library.
Yep.
Oh my God. So,
we're almost there.
What would this typically hold? It's a metal dispenser on the wall with roses painted on it.
Is that
I'm gonna go mail.
I was wrong. Matches. I was gonna say matches, but I couldn't voice the words fast enough. What would you use this for? It looks like a thermostat of some sort, but it says math problems. It's a radio. It's a game. Cable. Oh, it's
cable.
It's an old cable box. I'm sorry, millennials, but I'm pretty sure there's absolutely zero chance you'll be able to pass this quiz. 22 out of 25. You scored better than 77% of all other quiz takers. You're definitely over 40. No, we're not. None of these really stumped you, did they? But you know your stuff, you old fart. Your wisdom knows no bounds. Go fuck yourself, kid.
I didn't even give me a score.
Really? Did you miss one?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really care.
All right. Well,
it was dumb.
Get off our lawns. We're old, but not that old. And that's it for this week's edition of Namely 90s. Remember, you find new episodes out every Monday. Find us on Instagram, Bluesky, and YouTube at Namely 90s with 90s, and tell us what you want us to talk about on future episodes. If you'd like to support the show, please check out Patreon at patreon.com/Namely90s with the 90s. Finally, you can also contact us through our website, namely90s.com. Please subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Audible, Cigarettes, Pocket Cast, CastBox, iHeartRadio, Good Pods, and wherever you get your podcasts from. I'm Brandon. That's Andrew, and we will catch you next time.
I'm gonna die.
You were falling asleep.